Okay, y'all, I promised you a pop-up PNN, so here we are. It's still Wednesday, April 30th. And here we go. We're going to just jump into a couple things. It's just a short video. I'm doing a show at 3 p.m. if you're watching this on April 30th. With the infamous Kathy Beale, our resident astrologer. We're going to look at what's going on in the stars in regards to the political climate. It's a beautiful day in New England. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. A couple of things. One is that I've been thinking about before Dumpy went to the Vatican. Dumpy goes to the Vatican. Sounds like a really terrible children's book. Dumpy goes to the Vatican. I told you that he was doing deals. Don't you love that he's saying that he wants to be the Pope? As I look at the Hermit card that's coming up. Yeah, right. Keep dreaming, dude. Kathy Beale says it's a high energy day. I can attest to that. The moon is in Gemini probably still. But Venus goes into Aries and not very much time today. So we're going to look at the deals that he was doing at the Vatican. I'm going to use the Cosmic Tarot to start. Please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you're coming over from Healing Truth Tarot from Shelly's channel, thank you for supporting Sherry and thank you for supporting me. Much appreciate. Okay, 3 cards about Dumpy just a few short days ago was at the Vatican, and he doesn't give a rat's ass about the Pope Francis who's on the other side now. He doesn't. I don't care how many people he said put the flags at half-mast. Besides, since when do we put the flags at half-mast for a religious figure? Anyway, but I digress. What was he doing at the Vatican? He didn't get much done because things are still at a stalemate. I think he had in his mind that he was going to get Zelensky to see things his way. And Putin's way. They're one and the same. 3 of Pentacles. This actually points to... Now, I had said... We had looked at the pendulum before he went on that trip. I missed the whole funeral. That's just... Dumpy's ruined my life in so many ways. Someday when he's gone, I'll go back and watch all those things that I missed because he attended. But I do see that there were discussions with other world leaders, leaders of NATO, leaders of the EU. Let's ask the pendulum. How about the ICC? Because I had picked up arrest energy, and I think it was not for that day, but I think it was being discussed. His criminality was being discussed. Was the ICC... Yeah, there were representatives from the ICC present at the Pope's funeral also. So the talk with Zelensky was going on, but there are also more talks amongst the world leaders that are trying to figure out what to do about Dumpy and Pooty. There was more of that than there were of deals being made by the Orange Buffoon. The 9 of Cups, this is constantly pointing to, this card comes up a lot, constantly pointing to all the piles of evidence of international criminality that they have on the Orange Buffoon. And the cars are beeping as if they're celebrating. Yeah. It's about to get noisy around here. It's getting to be close to summer, which feels like it happened so suddenly. Okay. I encourage everyone to get outside. Take some deep breaths in and hold it. Longer breath out. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the climate of the people in the United States in terms of how we're doing, getting on board with knocking out fascism. Let's check the temperature. Then I think I'll switch to my hologram tarot. The temperature of the American people in our quest to save democracy. Queen of Swords, Kamala. Ace of Swords, Kamala. Queen of Cups, female power. It's female power rising up. Oh, that's good. We like that. Everyone stand up and do a standing ovation on that one. Kamala is speaking at an event tonight. I'll find out more about that. The Ace of Swords is great intensity and truth telling. Look out. She's really gonna knock people off their feet with whatever she says tonight. So check it out. As I said, I'll look into when that's going to be. The Queen of Cups. What's happening is the divine feminine is really rising up and appealing to the people to be humane. The whole, like, I'm not going to get into it right now. Maybe tonight. Likely tonight. I don't care what anybody says about what this fascist regime, and notice people call it the regime now. Whatever they do, let's just step back and look at what kind of government sends people, no matter what's going on with what kind of government just sends people to concentration camps. I don't even care what kind of crime, if there is a crime and there's an innocent people and children. Yeah. There's some big, strong energy coming to combat that. Big. Huge! Let's, choose 3 cards about the Democrats in Congress. And not to enrage you about Dumpy even further, but the MAGA Republicans are attempting to pass a budget. I heard this out of Dan Goldman yesterday. It was during some hearing. And they factored in, like, I think it's 30 million, I don't have the exact figure off the top of my head, for Dumpy's golf trips. While they're taking food away from poor people, poor children, and the elderly. They've factored in 30 million, I'll get the exact figure, for Dumpy's golf trips. I thought he was working so hard to make America great. Well, we all know that's not true, but that's what he tells his cult followers. How's that budget thing gonna go? Just looking at how it's gonna go. I don't even know when that's supposed to be passed. I think it's in a few months. I've got some things to look up, apparently. How's that gonna go? It's not gonna go. Because I have the world injustice. Before that happens, when people see, because simultaneously, as they're talking about the budget, and I see the Democrats bringing this up more and more, like, what do you mean you're factoring in Dumpy's, I'm sure they don't call him that, but they should, his golf trips and Secret Service? No, it's not going to go over well. It's going to be at the same time that they're attempting to cut Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security. It's going to be like, this is all like dovetailing together all at the same time. And something steps in. It looks like the world steps in the interim, and justice steps in. So I want everybody who's freaking out to cool your jets. We are in the most pivotal time in American history, in world history too, but in American history. And we can look at it a couple of ways. Now, one way that I look at things is It could be more insidious than it is, and we're lucky that it isn't. It's getting more glaringly apparent what we're dealing with. A total criminal who criminaled his way into the White House not once but twice, 2016 and 2024. Incited a violent insurrection. He's still calling those January 6 people that he freed hostages. It's so glaringly obvious, and I guess a positive way of looking at things is it's so glaringly obvious you can't say, well, you know, I don't know, is it happening, is it not happening? No, there's no gray area. He's a fascist dictator, and he's cruel, and he's under the direction of Putin, and Elon rigged the election. I mean, it's all there. I mean, the evidence about, let's ask about the election being stolen from Kamala. Is the factual information going to come out? I have a yes on that. So there. I like them apples. It is, that's a strong yes. The information is going to come out. Now, let's ask, do I need my nefarious cards? We might save those. We'll save that for later. Thank you to all of you who are so supportive and so loving and so wonderful. You know who you are. It's really all of you. Thank you for your donations and being a member and all that. Goes a long way. You know how this channel struggles to get views, and I'm still fighting with YouTube, but you all make it worth it. Okay, so I'm going to pick 3 cards to give us a little bit of guidance about our judicial system and what's going on with our judicial system in terms of, is it really in danger, or actually what I'm going to read on is this. I'm going to actually narrow it down to SCOTUS. So I'm going to formulate the question: is SCOTUS going to stop POTUS from destroying our Constitution? I said in my earlier video, the Constitution is the only thing that gives him any power as president. Without the Constitution, he's nothing. That's factual. Okay, I'm going to read on SCOTUS. And I'm going to read on whether they're going to slow him down and stop him, because their positions are in jeopardy. And our little Miss Carolyn Levitt with the potty mouth. Sorry. I should say potty mouth. Potty mouth, Carolyn Levitt, basically said that yes, he can have the Supreme Court justices arrested. She said that. They came right out of the little Miss Priss's mouth. Cannot stand her. By the way, if you can, go to Substack, and I did post it a couple times on my community page. I finally finished an article yesterday. It had been 10 days, so I'm going to try to be more frequent with that. But I mentioned our friend Carolyn a few times. So I'm asking about SCOTUS. All right, here we have all major arcana cards. This is SCOTUS. They're talking right now about inflicting justice on Dumpy to make him into the Hermit. So I got the Hermit card twice. Once was when I was mentioning that he wants to be Pope. He will be isolated. He will be stopped. The sun shining. These are my B cards. My B tarot. The sun shining on what's going on with him, and SCOTUS. This looks like they're going to stop him. I have the Hermit card. Well, looky there. So that's just incredible. We'll be on at 3 with a show with Kathy Beale. Please check out our show with Shelley from Healing Truth Tarot from the other day. It is under the lives. And I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you very soon. Namaste. To book a session at psychicannetdion.com. Bye.